Chosen vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. All right. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and Drew Nation. Let's get right into it. What you don't acknowledge has no choice but to stop, drop, and roll out of your life and leave you alone. Let's get right into it. When you don't ignore people, they're going to see that as they have free access to keep coming into your life. If this person is someone that you don't want to deal with, if this person is someone that is narcissistic, you're going to want to set a boundary with them. Narcissistic people will stalk you for that attention. The fact that you may be ignoring them will more than likely turn them into an energy vampire. They are people who have lost their energy force a long time ago. They've exuded it all, and now they have no energy left. So one thing they do is they seek out people who have energy, and that's why they try to get into relationships or try to get into friendships or try to get around people to manipulate them in the first place. They will try to extort you for your energy in the form of manipulation. All right. They'll try to love bomb you. They'll try to be your friend. They'll try to get into your life and try to make it a living hell because that feeds them. When they see you set boundaries and you no longer pay attention to them or give them the attention that they desire and require from you, what they'll do is they'll seek it out in the form of stalking. They will try to get that reaction from you by stalking you. They know that you have set a boundary and they know that you are no longer playing their game with them when you ignore them. So when you start to ignore them, you really have to go all out with it. You really have to go all out with it because at this point, they know that you've set a boundary and that you don't want anything to do with them anymore. And when you set this boundary with them, the reason why they stalk you is because it makes them feel anxious. It causes them to have withdrawals, and it makes them lose their sense of self. They start to doubt who they are, and they start to feel small. They start to realize that they're that little child in an adult body. All right. They start to feel bad about themselves and they start to realize that they're a fragile person with a bruised ego. All right. Somebody that is not as strong as they perceive to be. Somebody who is not really the person that they put this huge facade on, who they're really acting like. That's not them. They are a freak. They are a freak. They are a weak, fragile person, right? And they are seeking you out to fulfill their need, to make them feel better about themselves. All right. So when you ignore them, you really have to go all out. All right. You can't give in. You can't try to be their friend. You can't feel sorry for them. You can't break no contact. You have to not care. All right. You have to focus on yourself and continue to live your life without this individual, whether you work with them. I don't care if you have to work side by side with them. You're going to have to start to record conversations. You're going to have to start to join forces with similar people at your job, people who are your friends, people who are cool with you. You're going to have to start to join some type of force with them, some type of anti-bullying, some type of anti-narc campaign against them, because it may sound corny, all right, but it's going to help you in the long run because you're going to have a support system. And when you're in situations with dealing with people like this, you're going to want to have a support system. All right. They may try to ignore you back to manipulate you, but you don't have to give that any mind. You don't have to pay that any mind. All right. They're going to try to do anything they possibly can to get you to come back to them in a way that you used to deal with them previously. All right. They may slander you. They may say bad things about you because when you ignore them, people are going to see them or start to see them for who they really are. Because if they want energy from you, If they're trying to manipulate you, that means you're a good person because you're the opposite of who they are. All right. They don't go and try to do these things to other narcissistic people because they'll be able to pick up on the game easily. So they try to find people who aren't aware of the games that they play. And they also try to find people who aren't aware of the type of person that they are. They're narcissistic. Once you realize that this person is who they are, that's when the stalking starts because they will do anything to try to get you to react to them, or they'll try to get you to give them the relationship back that they once had. They'll try to love bomb you again. And if that doesn't work, they'll slander you to other people and they'll say that you're the bad person when you're not. They'll try to make you feel bad and try to guilt trip you for not dealing with them because you moving on is causing them to feel terrible about themselves. And when you cause them to feel terrible about themselves, it causes them to have a blowout. It causes them to realize that they're a terrible person. And these things could possibly make them change, but mostly, since this is a deep rooted condition, it will just cause them to try to hurt you even worse, because when you ignore them, you are causing them severe pain. All right. And they may try to hide it. They may try to act like you're not causing them this pain, but this is why they will ignore you back and act like you don't exist. They will ignore you back and act like you don't exist because you're hurting them, and they will try to do the same thing to you to try to hurt you back. But the thing is, what they'll do is like a covert kind of ignore. They will, like a covert passive aggressive ignore, they will ignore you to your face. Instead of going off and ignoring you and actually just going about their life, which is what you're doing to them, they will ignore you to your face. They'll do things near you and act like you're not there. All right. They'll do things to upset you. They'll do things to try to manipulate you, try to get you to react, but they'll ignore you and act like they're not doing it, all the while acting like you're not there. So what you're going to have to do is you're really going to have to continue to gray rock them. You're really going to have to continue to ignore them, because when you see them start to act out and when you start to see them react to you ignoring them and how strange they're going to behave, you're winning. So don't see this as something that you should be upset about. All right. Don't get upset over their strange behavior once you start ignoring them, because the stranger they get, the stronger you're getting, and the weaker they're getting, the more fragile they're getting, and the more hurt they are. Because when you're ignoring them, you're hurting them. You're starving them of the energy that you once gave them. That's how powerful and how strong you are. All right. When you starve them out, you make them realize how great you are and how lesser of a person and how much of a child they actually are. All right, these people hate to get starved out for attention. That's the one thing that they thrive off of. All right, they are crackheads for attention. They thrive off of it. It's what they live for, it's what they live off of. They need it to survive. All right, so when you don't give a person what they need to survive, it's like somebody in the desert without water. They're like, water. It's like SpongeBob when he was in Sandy's environment. He thought he was going to be okay. She was like, "Don't you need water?" He's like, "I'm all right." That's the narcissist. They're trying to act like they're all right, but they're really like, water. They need water, and you're not giving them what they need. So the longer you can hold out and not give them what they need, they will stop, drop, and roll out of your life. They will be gone because they are going to look for someone else that they can do this to, because they're going to see that, okay, so and so is aware of what I'm doing. So and so is hip to my little foolish games, and they're becoming too strong. I can't battle against this person anymore. I can't manipulate this person anymore. They tried to love bomb you. They tried to be nice to you. They tried to ignore you back. They tried to slander you. And that's the thing. When they try to be nice to you, they may try to offer you something. They may try to buy you something. Ignore them, turn it down, say no thank you, I'm good. Don't take anything from them. because they will use anything as an entry point to try to regain access back into your life. If they text you, don't text them. All right, they're going to start to hoover around this stage. They're going to try to go to some of your family members. They may try to come to your job. All right, if you're in a relationship with some of these people, they will show up at your damn job. So even if they show up at your job, that doesn't mean this person is into you. That doesn't mean this person is interested. That doesn't mean this person is on a limb and love is alive. All right. It means that narcissism is alive. It means that you are killing this person. You're killing them softly without giving them the attention that they once had. These people need attention from somebody. They're leeches. All right. They don't care who it is. They'll get attention from a child. They'll get attention from an old person. They'll get attention from somebody that they don't even like. Anybody that they can use, that's what they're going to do. They're in the business of abusing people and misusing people. All right. They're in the business of treating people bad. All right. And when you start to not give them what they want, how to tell someone is narcissistic is they'll start hurling insults at you. Beware of people when you don't give them the attention that they want. The relationship dynamic is going to get a little strange. All right. You may be chopping it up with someone. You may be cool. Y'all may be talking for a little bit. If the person is a narcissistic person, what they're going to do is they're not going to treat you like they did when y'all first started talking. All right. When this person is trying to continue to get their supply from you, if you don't give it to them, they're going to start to hit you with insults. They may start to insult your character. They may start to talk about you as a bad person. They may start to hit you where it hurts. All right, something you're trying to improve. They'll start to make fun of you for it. All right, they'll start to make fun of you for your hobbies or where you're at in life or where you aren't in life. They'll start to come at you as a person, and it will start to come off as like this person is attacking you personally. All right, so beware of people who will come at you personally. If they're helping you, they're going to put you down. I'm doing this for you and you can't do it for yourself, or blah, 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 blah. Cut them off and start helping yourself and do things for yourself. Show them that you don't need them, and this is going to starve them out. It's going to drown them out, and it's going to make them feel terrible about themselves. All right, when you ignore people who have this disorder, they start to feel like crap, and they start to realize just how bad of a person they actually are. It doesn't, some it will drive them to change, some it will drive them away from you. They will stop, drop, and roll up out of your life and go find another victim. They'll go to find somebody else because what they are trying to get from you, they're not able to get from you. That's why they'll hoover you. That's why they'll stalk you. All right. So you have to be careful. When you start to ignore them, it's not going to end it right away. When you start to ignore them and you see them start to stalk you, that's the next phase. That's the next stage. All right. So when they start to hoover, when they start to ignore, that's because they feel and they are aware that you have set boundaries. All right. So continue to stay strong within your boundaries. Find something to do to take your mind off this person. If you were in a relationship with this person, they may show up at your job. That does not mean this person likes you. That means this person is checking on their investment. All right. They're checking on the person that they feel they have control over. All right. When they start to hoover you, you should take that as an insult. That means this person thinks that they can gain their way back into your life. So when they start to hoover you and when they start to stalk you, take that as an insult because they don't think you're strong enough. They don't think you have what it takes to kick them out of your life and to stay focused on yourself and continue to live your life without them. They think you need them that bad that they can follow you, stalk you, show up at your job, holler at your family members and or friends, all right, show up where you stay at. They think that this is going to allow them to have an easy access and an easy entry point back into your life. Stay strong. All right. You got to stay strong because you're a strong person in the first place. All right. They'll try to hurl insults at you. You know, you need me. You ain't strong enough. This is the people who you ain't ish without me. All right. This is those people. So when they start to hurl insults at you, when they start to try to come at you, you're winning. All right. You are breaking this person down. And this could even be before all of this happens. This could be in the love bombing stage. This could be in the getting to know you stage. And this is a sign that you should cut this person off immediately. If you're talking to someone and it's cool, When they start hurling insults at you, it's because you're not giving them something that they want. Maybe you're not giving this person the compliments that they want. Maybe you're not making this person feel good about themselves like they want. All right, certain people, they like I said certain people. Narcissistic people cannot live without compliments, and they cannot live without people acknowledging their grandiose version of themselves. All right, these people live off of compliments. All right, you compliment some people, they're like, oh, okay, cool, thanks, appreciate it. Their compliments to them are their bread and butter. It's like putting gas in a gas tank. All right, it's like going to vacuum your car and putting quarters in the machine and keeping the suction going. All right, they are sucking all that energy up. Just like your vacuum sucks all the dirt up and clean all your crevices of your car and your seat and everything and vacuum the floor. It's like when you compliment them, you're keeping that vacuum on. All right, you are keeping. It's funny they call it hoovering. You're keeping that vacuum on, and they're keeping that air flowing. All right, that's their life force. Compliments, attention, people telling them good things about themselves, people acknowledging who they are, people uh, talking to them and giving them all their time. All right, you have to be wareful of people who want too much time. People who think that they're more important than you are going to try to control you. You should take that as an insult. You should get angry and upset, not angry and upset at the person, but you should be like, yo, you should take that as basically like someone is insulting you when they feel that they could just weasel their way into your life, force their way into your life. They feel that you're weak, and they feel that they can overpower you. You have to shut these people down when they try to force their way into your life, because they're disrespecting you, they're disrespecting your life, they're disrespecting your goals, your dreams, and most importantly, they're wasting your time and they're disrespecting your time. So you have to disrespect them by cutting them off and going no contact. You don't need friends that bad. Let these people suffer and live in the hell that they created for themselves. They deserve it. Just like you deserve better, they deserve to be bitter. If that's the type of person that they want to stay, and these are the games they want to play. You deserve to be better, they deserve to be bitter. Leave them where they're at. Don't deal with them. You have nothing to do with this person in the first place. They want everything to do with you so they can use you to make them feel better about themselves, because they feel bitter about themselves. All right, and they need a punching bag. They need somebody to fill them up. They need somebody to keep putting coins in them so they can keep stay alive. All right, when it's like starving someone of life. All right, it's like choking someone to death when you go no contact with them. It's like basically ending their life. All right, God forbid, but it's like killing them in a sense. It's killing them off so they will not bother you, harass you, all right, stalk you, and they'll go mess with somebody else. All right, they will stop, drop, and roll out of your life when you do not acknowledge them. Do not answer the phone call. I don't care if they say they're going to hurt themselves. Uh, Text them a 1-1 number to where they could go get some help. All right, send them a link to where they could go get some help, or whatever, or text 911. Or if they keep harassing your phone, or if they keep telling you that somebody's gonna hurt themselves, call 911 and be like, yo, this person's gonna hurt themselves. And if it gets that serious, all right, if it gets to the point to where like they keep bombarding your phone, calling you off different numbers, to the point where it's like you got to change your number or something like that, if they want to play games like that, ain't nothing gonna happen. All right, just call 911. All they're gonna do is show up, and then they're probably gonna be like, "I'm cool, I'm all right. Who called?" Da-da-da-da. If you want to be funny back, or if you want to be petty back, you can do that. It's probably not a good idea to do that. I'm just being funny. I'm just being silly. But if it gets that serious, that is an option that you could do. If they keep saying they're gonna hurt themselves, or if they keep saying they're gonna harm themselves, and they keep worrying you about that, then that is something that you could do. But I wouldn't take it that far. All right, don't go calling 911 on them folks. All right, what you should do is just send them the 911 number. Send them a help number. Send them a suicide hotline number. If they're going to say they're going to commit suicide or hurt themselves, if you stop talking to them, send them a suicide hotline number, and then block them. Boom shaka block them. All right, boom shaka laka blocka. All right, boom shaka laka blocka. Block the mess out of them and leave them where they at, because you don't deserve that type of treatment from people. All right, they think that they could just bombard themselves into your life. They think they're weak. I mean, they think you're weak, but they're the weak one. All they're doing is projecting themselves onto you. So you have to be the strong person and cut these people off. They go after people with good hearts. They go after good people. They go after people that wish the best for others. All right, they see these traits in you. All right, just like you notice some traits in them, they see the traits in you, and they think that they can get over on these people. But you have to cut them off at the minute you see these things. All right. And that's why videos like these are important, because it makes people aware. These videos help people from getting in relationships with people like this. These videos help people stop themselves from becoming friends with people like this. All right, you have no business being friends with somebody trying to force a friendship on you. That's not a friendship. All right, that is a toxic relationship that someone's trying to use you to create. And they're trying to feed off of you and your good energy, the energy that you need to live. You need energy too, right? You need to live too, right? You're also alive. It's just that they don't have no life force. So what they try to do is they try to steal the life force from everybody else. All right, they're spiritual leeches. So what you have to do is continue to ignore them and continue to gray rock them. They show up at your job, you go to the back, ask your manager to go on break. Tell that person to leave your job and to never come back again. And if they do come back, it's going to be problems. All right. If it seems like this person is about to get violent, or if it seems like they're about to harm you, do it from a distance. All right. Don't get into no argument at your job. All right. These people will like to start trouble with you at your job. They may even try to get you fired. All right. But just tell them to stay away from you and your job. All right. Imagine somebody playing with your money. Imagine yourself not being able to go back to that job, and you use that energy to tell that person to leave your damn job. All right. Imagine them telling you, yo, sorry, it's too many problems. You can't come back to work anymore. You use that energy to tell them people to get the hell away from your damn job. I don't care if they look like they about to do something or not. They're not gonna do something to you if you look mad enough. I guarantee you. All right, they won't try to get mad or try to get big if you mad already. They will be okay. All right, I got it. They'll hop into that mode. All right, anybody can get put into that mode. They try to put you into that mode. You could put them into that mode back. All right, all you have to do is get into the right frame of mind. All right, you ain't gonna let nobody mess with your money. You ain't gonna let nobody mess with your money. So if they try to come to your job, they try to act like that, all right, you prevent that from happening. You tell these people, do not come back to my job. If you do, it's going to be serious repercussions, all right? And like if they try to come back to your job, then what you can do is I would tell your manager to lock the door or something, or I would tell your manager to handle it. Like, yo, I don't know this person. I have nothing to do with that person. That's what I would tell your manager already. So that way your manager will handle it, and that way you don't have to handle it like that. Be like, yo, and that's what you tell them. Yo, my manager said if you come back, they're gonna handle this in a serious manner. I have nothing to do with it. That's what you tell them. My manager said blah blah blah, A B C D E F G. If you keep coming back here, it's going to be something that's going to happen to you and not me, and I'm not going to be a part of it. I don't have nothing to do with it, but you can't keep coming back to this job. And the manager said that I ain't got nothing to do with it. You got to speak to them. They said you can't even come back on the premises, or they going to call the law on you. All right, I ain't got nothing to do with that, but that's what they said. All right, and that'll put some fear in that person, and that'll get that person to leave you alone. It's all mind game. All right. Another thing, since they want to keep contacting you and stuff like that, you could either block them or you could change your number. I would block them. If they call you off a different number a couple times, I would just get your number changed. It's not that serious. Just alert your new contacts. All right, get your number changed. Let other people know that you don't have to tell them all your business. Just get a new number. All right, it's not worth it. Dealing with these people, but ignoring them helps. If you can ignore them and they stop texting you, cool. But if they keep harassing your phone, keep texting your phone, keep bothering your phone, just get a new number. All right. But the more you ignore them, the more they're going to leave you alone. All right. When they come to your job, don't even go out and talk to them. All right. Immediately go into the back, tell your manager, like, yo, I don't know who that person is, this, that, and the other. I'm trying to keep this job. I value this job. I don't know that person. I'm not aware of that person. All right. If they try to cause trouble, act like you don't even know them. All right. I wouldn't even walk up to them and step to them. All right, you could just act like you don't even know that person. All right, that's the best advice I could give you on that. All right, if they show up at your job, don't even walk up to them. Find something to do. Stay busy. That's what you should do. All right, don't do the first thing that I said. Act busy. Don't acknowledge them. Act like they're not even there. All right. Act like they are not even there. That's what you should do. All right. Please disregard what I said about going up to them and telling them whatever. Don't go up to them. Don't tell them anything. Don't talk to them anything. Stay busy. All right. Do your job and just act like they're not even there, and they'll leave. All right. They'll leave. They'll get the message. They may try to come back with some drama or whatever, but if you're not seen talking to them on camera, you're good. And I wouldn't even. This is why I don't even allow people to come to my job if I'm talking to you. All right, I keep all that stuff away from a job. I keep all that stuff away from my money. All right, I don't mix relationships with money. This is why I don't talk to people at jobs. This is why I don't get into relationships with people at jobs. I don't do none of that. All right, this is why I don't even be friends with people at jobs, because sooner or later when people try to switch up on you, because it happens. All right, these things happen. All right, so people could possibly be narcissistic, and you may not even know. They could have been covert. All right, they could have been hiding it the whole time, and now because you start to notice little different things in them. You weren't giving them a certain amount of attention one day. Now they're switching on you. Now they're saying negative things to you, and you're like, oh snap! I knew I saw that. I saw that coming. I try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't give people the benefit of the doubt. The minute you see somebody is narcissistic, or they start acting a certain way with that's not how you want to be treated, or they start overstepping your boundaries, don't deal with them and don't feel bad about it. They're going to try to make you feel guilty. They're going to try to shame you. All right, they're going to try to make you feel bad about certain things, but don't give into it. All right, you have to stay strong and continue to ignore these people all day long. All right, I thought because if the person came to your job, it would be a good idea to handle it, but God put it on my spirit to tell you that you don't even have to handle that. All right, you just keep working. If they come to your job, and you ignore them like they're a person out in the street. All right, if they need help, somebody else will help them. They'll get the message. All right, so the more you ignore these people, like the harder they go, the worse they're actually handling the situation. All right. The more they try to get your attention, the more they try to seek after you, the more they try to get you back into their life, the worse they're actually doing. So the more you can stall them out, the more you can starve them out, the worse the worse they're feeling about themselves, the worse they're thinking about themselves, and they're actually going to go and find somebody else. All right. They will stop, drop, and roll out of your life. All right. Forgive me, nobody's perfect. Everybody make mistakes. All right, that was a mistake. I did not mean to say that. Do not talk to that person if they come to your job. That is a big mistake that you can make, because if they show up at your job, they act crazy, they could potentially get you fired, and you don't want that. They show up at your job, I know nothing. I know nothing. You don't even know English. You don't even speak the same language as them if they show up at your job. All right. So if it happens in real life, if they're like a neighbor, or there's somebody that just wants attention, or somebody that keeps following you around, somebody that's trying to create conversation with you, you don't have to talk to people. Don't let people force you into speaking to them. All right. People know when a person wants to be left alone. They know when a person wants to stay to themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. They're going to play this little corny game to where when they see you moving around, they're going to get in front of you. You could shake and bake on them if you have to. People will get the message. You do what you do to get away from people. I don't care if you got to act like you're playing basketball and do a spin move on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't allow these people to force you into doing anything you don't want to do. You don't have to talk to people. You don't have to have conversations with people. You don't have to deal with people just because y'all live together. If they force you to talk to them, you could tell them, I don't want to talk to you. If they like try to force you in like a little corner kind of thing, to where it's like they got you like to where you're leaving, or you're trying to get to your car, or you're trying to get here, these people have a weird power issue to where they think they have control over everyone and everything. You could, man, tell these people to get out your way, tell them to move out your way. All right. Like, I wouldn't even say excuse me to some of these people. All right. I had an instant earlier where somebody was just standing there and blocking the way. I didn't even say excuse me. I just walked right past them. You see me coming. They're children. All right. You don't deal with children like you deal with adults who have common sense. All right. I'm not saying you bulldoze the person, but when you keep walking and you don't say nothing to somebody and you stay silent, they're gonna get out the way. They're gonna be afraid of you and they're gonna want to move out the way. All right. So you don't have to go around, oh, excuse me. All right, because people are gonna when you're nice to people who don't deserve it, unfortunately, they're going to take advantage of that and they're going to keep playing with you. All right. So when you act when you act a little bit like them, like a little when they see that you can act tough or whatever the hell you want to call it, when they see you could be not as much of a good person, they're more inclined to leave you be. All right. Just an experiment. I'm going where I'm going. This person's standing right there acting like they don't see me. I'm like, okay, cool. I just walk right past them. I didn't even say nothing. And they moved out the way. They got the message and they moved out the way. All right. So people want to play with you because you ignore them. All right. You're focused on yourself. All right. Highly intelligent people who have a purpose, who know where they're going in life, don't play around. They're focused on themselves. They're focused on what they want to do. They're handling their business, getting this, getting that, and then skedaddle. All right. But you have people who aren't doing anything. You have like these people are demonic in nature. They're devils. All right. It is what it is. But the thing is, we have to control how we feel about it. And we have to control ourselves and just get them out of our life. And the more you gray rock them, the more you ignore them, the more you don't deal with them, they're going to find somebody else. They'll get the message. All right. They're playing off the fact that you're a good person and you care about people. You don't have to care about people who don't care about you. All right. You don't have to care about people who aren't going to respect your boundaries. People who don't respect boundaries don't deserve to be cared about. All right. I don't care who it is, what the situation is, whatever it is. If they're going to disrespect your boundaries, if they're going to do something that makes you feel uncomfortable, you ignore them. The whole nine. All right. Anybody that makes you feel uncomfortable, anybody that tries to overstep your boundaries, don't talk to them. Ignore them. Act like they're not there. All right, don't put no life into people like that at all. They do not deserve your time. They don't deserve your attention. They don't deserve your anything. All right, they don't even deserve to see your back half the time. All right, these people are real manipulative, and what they do is evil. All right, so to avoid all that and to not have to deal with all that, like I always say in other videos, you stay positive, you stay happy, all the other things that I mentioned in my videos. But on top of that, you add some ignoring on top of it. All right, you ignore these people like it's no tomorrow. They don't even exist to you, no matter how rude it seems, no matter how cruel it is, no matter how bad they want to try to talk to you. These people love to steal energy and they love to steal people's time. They will try to act nice to you. They'll try to mirror you. Oh, I'm a good person. Stop and talk to me. They're not a good person if they're disrespecting your boundaries. Good people let things happen. They don't have to force themselves onto other people. If it seems like anybody's trying to force themselves on you, you don't have to speak. If it seems like anybody's trying to corner you and make you talk to them, you don't have to speak. When you keep going and you mind your business, they're gonna leave you alone. They're gonna think you crazy, and they're gonna think that something bad is gonna happen to them by if they try to get weird around you. All right. Because they probably have done that to somebody in the past and somebody done clocked them upside the head. So, and they probably remember because they shouldn't have been messing with somebody who is not doing anything to them. All right. That sends a clear message. All right. So this is not the first time these people have done this to somebody. They've probably even been attacked in the past. They probably even got somebody had whooped them in the past. So just focus on yourself and ignore these people and act like they're not there. It's going to starve them out. All right. They're going to go off and find someone else. They're not going to keep bothering you. Whatever they can't get from you, they'll sooner or eventually realize that they're going to have to get it from somebody else. All right. So if they show up at your job, ignore them. If you see them out in the street or whatever, ignore them. All right. If anything, just look at them, give them a head nod, look at them and like dead in the eyes. All right. These are for the people who you have to let know that you mean business. Not everybody you see you're going to have to look at, but there are some people that you are going to have to look at and give them that look like what? All right, some people you're going to have to look at. Other people you can just keep moving, keep going straight and ignore them. Some situations when you feel that you have to look at somebody, look at them and just what kind of thing, not saying that, but just like, and what? All right. But other people you could just keep going, ignore them and just mind your business. All right. So that's the end of this video. Smash the like button, smash the share button. Don't forget to subscribe. When you're dealing with these kinds of people, when you don't acknowledge them and you ignore them, they'll stop, drop, and roll out of your life. Some of them you may have to acknowledge just to send a message, not speak to them, but just like and you may not even have to look at them directly, but just like a what kind of thing, you know? So they'll just be like, okay, they'll back off. All right. It's just to get them to back off. It's not to start no trouble. It's not to get yourself into any altercation or nothing like that. It's just to send a clear message that you're aware of what they're up to and you see them. All right. They'll leave you alone at that point. All right. Once they realize that it's something in you that will stand up for yourself or defend yourself if you have to, then you could go to ignoring them and not acting like you see them, and usually after that you could just go about your day because those people will just fall back and leave you alone. But for the people who are immature, the people who are cowards and just like want to just keep like playing the childish games and stuff like that, those are the ones that you don't have to look at. Those are the ones that you can always ignore. Some of them you will have to look at because you have to sense, and the only reason you have to look at them is because you have to sense if it's a dangerous situation or not. All right, because some of these people are psychopathic, and you have to sense to see if it's a dangerous situation for you or not. All right, you can't just not look at everybody because you never know. You might have to keep an eye on certain people to see if you have to see if it's a dangerous situation or not. All right, so those are the only when times when you have to look at people, and your senses will alert you and let you know. All right, your higher self will alert you and let you know. The God in you will alert you and let you know. Your angels will alert you and let you know. It's certain senses and certain things within you are and about you that will let you know that you need to keep an eye on this one. This one, nothing. You could just ignore them and just keep going about your day. Some people you're going to have to do that because it could possibly be some business. Other people, it's just because other people, you just ignore them because they're just playing games and they're just trying to get the attention from you. They're just trying to get the reaction from you. All right. So hit the like button, hit the share button. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace, love, and light. Keep ignoring these people. All right. Keep gray rocking them. Starve them out. Don't give them what they want. All they want is that attention. All right. They feed off of it. When you give it to them, they're going to keep coming back. When you don't give it to them, they're going to stop, drop, and roll. And some of them, you have to give them that look so they'll stop, drop, and roll as well. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Smash that like button, smash that share button. Don't forget to subscribe. All right. Peace, love, and light. We out.